views. I don't want to be Mr. Views. I need banana, tasty banana, put banana in my mouth, squeeze the peel, it comes in, then squeeze banana. The story, it's not bad, but man, 3 hours in, and I can't believe that the pacing is so bad, all right? Now, I'm not a game developer, a writer, or a director, but ladies and gentlemen, allow me to explain to you how to make a better opening to Dying Light 2. Are you ready? You start out in the woods, you do your intro segment, you arrive at the city. And the moment you arrive at the city an hour in, the game opens up. Now, you don't have an ID bracelet yet, okay? Fair enough. You can't just do whatever you want in the city because you don't have the ID bracelet. So instead, have one area of the city, maybe a borough of the city. That's the only area you're allowed in because you don't have the ID bracelet to go to the other areas. But allow you to start playing the game. Allow that area to open up. You can explore, you can fight, you can loot, maybe get some of the initial injectors to level up your abilities right away so you don't feel like you're an underpowered weakling who runs out of stamina in 5 seconds because you're a heavy smoker or something, right? And then immediately play the game, all right? Now, maybe after doing that segment, you can either turbo through it and get right back to the story to get your ID bracelet, or you could actually take your time and spend 2-3 hours in this intro area learning the basics of combat, learning the basics of the parkour, actually exploring and having a good time. Then you can get back to getting the story of getting your ID bracelet, and then the game will open up completely where you can go to everywhere in the game after you have it. Wow. I already wrote better than the fucking people who made this game who worked on it for 7 fucking years. Nope. Okay. So here's the good news. Okay, guys? Here's the good news. We've passed the tutorial. The first stream, the entire effing stream, was the fucking tutorial. Okay? Thank you very much to I'm a Little Busy for a $50 tip, and I will shout that out, you know, later and add that appropriately to the leaderboards. Thank you so much. That's very generous of you. Okay. So, that being said, today, the entire stream today will be open world content. It seems like we've passed the insanely slow intro, and we can now get to the meat of the game. I'm excited. We're going to get to explore, take over settlements, fight, upgrade, do all kinds of fun stuff. I want to do this. This is what I wanted to do yesterday. And now it's kind of like, you know, here's what sucks about it. As a streamer and a content creator, I always want to put out the optimal content for you guys, right? On a premiere day of a game, I want to show you the game. I want to say, hey, today we get to see this new game and see if it's good or not. After yesterday, I couldn't tell you if Dying Light 2 is good or not because we didn't play the game. You know what I'm saying? So what kind of a premiere stream doesn't actually get to the meat of the game? But how long am I going to fucking stream? 7 hours? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's pretty ridiculous that I've played the game for 3+ hours and could not get to the meat of the game yet. So today we're going to see that, but admittedly, I know what's going to happen today. We're going to have less viewers. We're going to have less people watching because people tune in just to see that initial stream and get a first impression. Their first impression was, fuck, this game moves too slow and the intro's too long. That sucks. That's a bad first impression, and that's what happens with Dying Light 2 because the game developers screwed up the beginning. All right? So, today, I can't wait to actually do real gameplay of Dying Light 2. All right? There you go. Now, that's the game portion of what I want to talk about on today's pre-stream podcast. Now I want to talk about the second half of it, which is the stream itself and how it went. Last chance if you want to contribute with this last hour. This has been the slowest premiere stream I've probably ever done. I'm not even kidding. Like, for a new release, to $58, I didn't even cover enough to pay for the game. Now, attendance was great. Attendance on the stream was very good. Like I said, we had probably around 400 on average, 400 viewers, and it went up and down during the course of the stream, but it went pretty well. I would argue discoverability was great because I had over 200 likes on yesterday's stream, which pushed me into the rankings, and people were saying I was like top 5 streamers for the game on YouTube, which is excellent. Not to say that means anything, because who's actually actively searching for games streamed on YouTube? Not a lot of people. This isn't Twitch, but still, it's good to know that I was in the top viewed group, right? Now, let's talk about support, okay? Because this seems to be the heavy area of contention, and I hate to say it, but this should not be a factor at all. Yet for some odd reason, there's obsessive people out there that they think this is their business, and they made it like the obsessive focus of the stream. All right? So I'm streaming Dying Light 2. I'm enjoying it. I'm getting through the tutorial stages, the intro or whatever. And admittedly, support with tips wasn't astronomically good. Actually, with super chats, it was quite good for a stream. I think we were at, I don't even know exactly off the top of my head, but I know we were above $50 in super chats. So it was good. And plus we had members too. Like I told you guys, we had hit a new record for members, 359. So I know overall the stream was successful. The stream went good. All right. Now, I guess what it is that we have this artificial expectation that whenever I'm playing a brand new game, especially a game that's maybe hyped and or people are wondering if it's any good, that I'm going to get an overabundance of support on that particular stream, okay? In general, I would argue that is actually a true statement. If you're here for a big new release and attendance is higher than a standard stream, typically support comes with that, okay? And typically for a big premiere, yes, I would probably get a lot of tip support on a stream. As you know, I have goals on my streams. If I raise $50 in tips, I do a reward goal of putting on Gunner glasses. If I raise $100 in tips, you guys get to vote on a hat for me to wear. And if I do the full tips goal of $150, you vote on a vest for me to wear for said stream. Okay? Cool. I get it. Makes sense. So people are expecting that on a first stream. Okay? Guess what? It didn't happen. I played the first hour of gameplay, and we were only at like $28 in tips or something like that. I went on break. I came back. There was a few more tips. Got us above 50. And all the way by the end of the stream, we're only at like $60 in tips. Okay? Now, is this the end of the world? Absolutely not. Is it disheartening? Well, it makes me wonder, is this game that's not very entertaining for my audience that... Because in general, the rule of thumb that I use is thus, okay? If I'm putting out an entertaining stream, and that could mean any of a million things. It could mean that I particularly am entertaining during a stream for whatever reason. Maybe my commentary, maybe the way I'm acting, the gameplay I'm putting in. Maybe the game itself is entertaining, right? And you guys are enjoying just the game in general and experiencing it with me. Maybe it's a combination. Maybe it's me and my commentary and my gameplay combining with the great game. Or, on the flip side of that, there could just be a stream that it's just really great interactions between us. We're talking, we're having a lot of fun interactions, and that's what I would call a more interactive late night chill stream. Usually those are the kind of streams that are like that. So, yes, in general, my rule of thumb is have your stream be entertaining for whatever reason, and the support's just going to naturally come. Okay? Just being honest, I feel that. Like, that's kind of my deal. I don't want to sit here and advertise to you constantly and say, hey, do this, do that, pay, you know, support this way, support that way, do this, do that. I just want to have a fun stream. The absolute best way for you to contribute is to tip me. And in general, if you haven't noticed, on a stream where we hit goals and stuff, I never mention it again. Once we hit the goals, you're not going to hear me say, oh, by the way, guys, you can tip and you can do this and that. I just chill and enjoy the game, you see? So, yesterday, I was basically really focused on the game because I was interested in the intro segment. Did I mention a few times, hey, you can contribute by doing this or that? Yes, a few times. But I wasn't heavily over-mentioning it or anything like that. I was just enjoying myself and enjoying the game. And by the end of the stream, the last, like, half hour, the actual main discussion of the people in the chat itself was, Phil, why were contributions so low this stream? And I'm like, you know, is it true that contributions were on the slower side compared to what would be a typical new release? Yes. Do I necessarily want to fucking talk about it during the gameplay of the new release? No, not really. If I wanted to, I would. You see? But what was happening was people were actually in the actual chat of the stream itself, turning the stream into, why is this number so low today? And that's not cool. That's, if I want to talk about that, that's my prerogative to do that. It's my stream, it's my business. But it shouldn't be up to anyone else taking it upon themselves to say, let's just turn the entirety of the chat into talking about this number here. That number is important to me, but it doesn't matter if that number is 0, 150, or whatever. The stream is still the stream. The stream isn't going to not happen. The stream is not going to, you know what I'm saying? Just because this number wasn't hit doesn't mean that the stream was bad. But that's what people were acting like. Like, seriously, like, by the end of that stream, people were like, wow, Phil, your tip support was low today. And I'm like, and? Like, and what? So big deal. But it is. I can tell you this. Super Chat support was great. Super Chats actually were really good today. But tips were actually relatively low, especially for a premiere stream. Not even hitting the 2-2 tips goal. I don't know what to say. Some people are telling me they were having some problems with PayPal, but other people were obviously able to tip no problem. I don't know.